There's a new sensation, fusion-based vibration, spiritual foundation, passion vibration.
It's raining women on today's show as we talk to one of electronic music's brightest hopes, Sanaya Ardeshir aka Sandunes. And then check out a performance by Pays and the Petticoats. And we check out Arjun Vagale's last Mumbai gig before he leaves for the Americas. All this and more on this episode of the Vh1 Music Diaries. This is the Vh1 Music Diaries, and with the greatest of pleasure, I bring you today one of India's brightest and fastest rising musical genius, the woman breaking hearts all over the country, Miss Sanaya Ardeshir, also known as Sandunes. What's up, San?
Hi. How are you?
I'm superb. Thank you so much for taking time out and being on the show. Tell me about your beginnings. How did you start getting into music?
I got into music when I was little, and my parents got me to start taking piano classes. My parents are really big into music, so there were a lot of influences there. And once I was in college, I did a lot of band competitions with my college band. And that was the beginning of getting into performing or competing or basically playing with other musicians, which kind of sparked the idea in my head of, oh, maybe I should do music.
So what were the first bands you played with?
The first band that I played with was a band called Resonance, and we were a St. Xavier's college band, kind of. We used to play a lot of classic rock covers. Not all the songs in the set would have keyboard parts because a lot of the covers were Pearl Jam covers or some heavier stuff where there would be incidental parts that I would add, but occasionally it was just half the set that I would come on for. And I used to get really nervous when I used to play with this band because it would be playing at a rock gig where everyone is wearing a black t-shirt and seriously into the music, and it's a little bit intimidating. And there I was in junior college, fresh into this rock music scene, and I was like, wow, I don't know how to do this. I can't do this.
So did you get catcalls like, hey, sweetie, baby doll?
No, they were all a bit puzzled. They were like, hey, ladki hai. And they're like, keyboard hai. What is this? And it was a bit different. After that, there were a few other bands that I played with. Zephyr, Something Relevant, and that was a lot of fun.
When did the switch happen from, playing classic rock and jazz and suddenly you're doing electronic music?
Yeah. That's the same kind of tone that my parents had. They're like, what is this? What is this electronic music?
I'm not that old.
But it was very different. I think when I started getting into it, I was already listening to stuff that was kind of half electronic and half not. And there was a bit of a merging of a lot of lines that in my head were previously very rigid. It was like electronic music one side, organic music one side. There was no combining the two. And suddenly this broadened my mind listening to music like this because it was just restructuring the paradigm of how I used to think about, what was involved in the processing of music. So, yeah.
So how would you describe Sandunes' sound? What is your music?
Even though personally I feel that it's constantly evolving on the basis of my influences and my equipment and just time of the year, and if I had to put one word on it, I suppose the word would be melodic.
Similarly, what do you think about number of Indian artists going abroad, like yourself, going abroad and playing festivals?
That's also a very telling sign of how things are moving. I mean, recently you played at Glastonbury with Shire and Funk, which I think is amazing and great, and it makes me feel very nice to now view India as a bank of artists from a diverse range of sounds that are able to represent the country internationally. Things are getting better and things are getting more connected, and internationally India is now being taken fairly seriously. Artists are being signed left, right and centre to international labels, and I'm sure a few years ago that wasn't happening.
Like Mr. Arjun Vagale, who's moving to Brooklyn right now.
Yeah.
We caught Arjun Vagale on his last India tour before he moves to the Americas, the No Sleep Till Brooklyn tour. And here is the gig report with him for his last gig in Mumbai. Yo, sorry, this is the No Sleep Till Brooklyn tour, Arjun Vagale's last tour of India before he moves to the Americas. So I managed to get him in bed in his hotel room. We are here with Arjun Vagale in his hotel room for his last India tour called No sleep till Brooklyn, and literally it's no sleep. That's why we are in bed with him.
No, literally no sleep. I'm just trying to get a couple of minutes of quick nap time before the next gig.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Sleep till Brooklyn.
So you're going. Where are you going? What is this No Sleep Till Brooklyn tour all about?
Well, I am moving to New York for a while, but not for like forever. I'll keep coming back. Home is always home. So, but yeah, trying to take things to the next level, do something a little out of the box, throwing myself into the deep end, all the cliches that one can use to justify why you're doing it, leaving a nice happy life here and gonna go struggle somewhere, but it's okay, you need to.
So this is going to be Arjun Vagale in Tomorrowland?
You know, I'm too underground for Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
All the kiddies do that. I want to do more serious things.
Okay, what is your favorite genre of EDM music?
I'm more into deep house, tech house, and techno. I really like that.
Your favorite genre of EDM music?
Techno. Techno. Has to be techno.
I like techno and like deep house.
That's like asking me what algebra is, you know.
What is algebra?
Off late, I've been mostly into tech and minimal stuff.
I think that would be drum and bass.
I would say drum and bass, dubstep.
Techno is more... I don't know how to describe the sound, but techno is more raw.
If you really get into techno, you can experience mad psychedelic frequencies through techno, which I really love.
Is it like what you're experiencing right now?
No. The people who don't understand the music pretty well, they think it's just it's the same beat just going again and again.
Deep house is, it's got a different sort of beat system going to it, and it's quite melodic, whereas techno is more 4x4. You know, it's not very dancey, but it's more for your ears than for your body, to be honest.
People say I like deep house, I like tech house, I like, I don't know, two-bedroom apartment. What is the difference between this minimal tech and...
There were these styles which were there back in the 90s, but by 2014 what happened is all these lines and borders which were defined and separate one from the other have been actually melted down.
I really still don't get it.
That's why I said you have to cut it out, bro. I'm just making it up.
See, the thing is, being in India is also you're very cut off, and more cut off in people's minds rather than physically being cut off. People think, okay, you're in Asia, you're like far away. I mean, it's equidistance from here to Europe or America to Europe, but just being there makes people feel that you're more accessible. So that's the idea.
You're one of the most celebrated Indian DJs. Like, you've literally done it all.
Have I? I think I have a lot to do. I'm just getting started.
What do you think is the difference between what the DJing is abroad and in India, the fans, festivals, clubs, ethics, everything?
It's all about experiences. It's like, I mean, you perform everywhere. You know what it feels like. It's not really looking at people and being like, Acha, you're brown, you're black, you're white, you're red, green, whatever. I mean, yeah, okay, now I've played in India for so many years, pretty much everywhere there is to play. I just want a new experience. I want a change. I mean, I hate traveling, but I love seeing new cities, you know? So I want to see new cities. And I mean, I've been fortunate that I have been able to, you know, see a lot of the world because of what I do. And I want to see more now. I'm getting old. I need to do it quick.
So we know he's going to go to New York for the next 3 years, slogging it out. Acha apna Delhi ka banda and all. So something that will, you know, make him not miss India, and also it's a necessity over there. We here at the Vh1 Music Diaries have got Arjun a small gift that I'm sure he'll love it, and it's essential in America.
Wow.
You can take a man out of India, but you can never take India out of a man. Here you go, sir.
Thank you, bro. This will be used every day without fail. Sometimes even twice a day.
Arjun Vagale.
Thank you.
You won't be seeing an Arjun Vagale gig in India for a while, but you can catch these gigs for sure. India's blues master Soulmate will be playing Blue Frog Mumbai on the 20th of August. Electronica duo Fuzz Culture and rock and roll band Half Step Down will be playing Delhi's Summer House Cafe on the 22nd of August. Bengaluru, get ready for some Twisted Metal. The Twisted Metal gig at Pebble on the 24th of August will feature performances from Bhumi, Gin and Miskatonic, Live Band, Lucid Dreams, Neolithic Silence and Trinity. Keep watching. We'll be right back with more on the Vh1 Music Diaries.
Hi, we're the Medieval Pundits and you're watching Vh1 Music Diaries.
So, can you tell me some of your best gigs you had till now?
Best gigs I've had till now.
Tell me the best and worst, come on.
Okay, I'll tell you the worst first. The worst was a gig that I was booked to play on Valentine's Day at a venue in Bangalore. Oh. And I learned from that experience that Hallmark holidays should be avoided for gigs. And my experience was being behind the console, playing my thing, and every time I looked up, seeing very dissatisfied people, which then rapidly evolved into upside down hands and getting shouted at by the crowd in unison, having them chant Avicii and Yo Yo Honey Sing, and music that I would have loved to play at that instant because I wanted to just make them happy, and I was also getting really nervous and really disheartened and questioning my decision to have chosen music ever. At that time, I had the management come to me and say, you know, the people are not liking it, and can you play something that is more boombastic? And that's when I said, I'm really sorry. I'm not a stereotypical DJ. I don't have, you know, like 10 million songs on my laptop. I can't just dish this out from thin air. He said, okay, it's okay. Play from YouTube. I was like, yes. So it just got worse and worse and worse. That was probably the worst gig experience I've had. And the best one would have to be the gig that I played in Germany last year at Fusion Festival.
So you did a stint, one whole gig season with as part of the Duelist Inquiry band.
That's right.
How was that? I mean, I played with them one couple of songs at the NH7 last year, and that was a blast.
It's awesome.
So I'm guessing doing that on a regular will be a blast. How was that?
It was a blast. Like you said, Duelist Inquiry's music, it's just really fun music to make noise to and to really play. I really enjoyed it. I'm very fond of both the boys, and they're both exceptional musicians. It was always fun. It was a good time.
I remember watching Duelist Inquiry band, and normally when Duelist Inquiry plays, there's front 2 rows of chicks looking at him like this. But this time, it was half and half. There's front 2 rows of chicks like this looking at him, and there were these dudes going like this. Like,
it was at the NH7 in Pune, and I looked at the crowd and I was like, oh, whoa. I was like, that's a lot of people.
As you would all know, on here on the Vh1 Music Diaries, we give all our guests some superb, interesting gifts. And let's see what tofa I have for you.
Oh wow, it's an hourglass.
It's actually Sand Dunes hourglass.
Sand Dunes.
See, it's for 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. This will help you during your sets also.
Yes.
When you know you have 5 minutes left, 3 minutes left, 1 minute left, you can do that.
I will have this next to me when I gig so that I know how long I'm playing each song for.
Oh, board games too, when you meet all your friends.
Oh, board games.
Thank you so much for taking time out and doing this. I know you're a very, 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 very busy person.
Thank you so much.
Means
for
a lot.
having me.
And I hope we share stages again.
Yeah.
And coming up next is that sexy evangelist, Mr. Dinkar, with his top 3 of the week.
Hello and welcome to Top 3 with me, Dr. D. This is a segment where I choose 3 videos every week and show them to you, based on a randomly chosen theme. Today's segment is all about electronic music. Electronic music, as you know, is made on calculators. You know how they do it, right? La 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 la. First up on today's Top 3, we have a band called Passion Pit. Passion Pit blends indie and electronica into a genre called indie-tronica. I wonder how they came up with that name. Next up on today's countdown, we have a song by Bonobo called Cirrus. Bonobo is a kind of monkey, if you didn't know, and Cirrus is a kind of cloud. Hey Bonobo, stop naming things after Wikipedia pages, please. The song we're going to show you today, as I said, is Cirrus. It's a super trippy video. Don't worry, there's nothing wrong with your screen. They're just showing you multiple versions of everything. When I first saw this video, I thought, you can't be Cirrus. But it was. And finally, on today's top 3, we have a video by the Gorillaz. We're going to show you their song Feel Good Ink, which was originally a commercial for an ink brand. Did you know that? I didn't. I made it up. Gorillaz is animated, as you know. So it's not just the music that's computer generated, the entire band is computer generated. What a world we live in. Gorillaz, kind of ape. Bonobo, a kind of ape. What's up with you electronic bands? You're supposed to be at the forefront of evolution, not at the beginning of it.
Great jokes, man. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Fresh on the block. So earlier we had one independent woman musician in Sandunes, and now on Fresh on the Block, we have 3 independent women musicians with Alicia and the Petticoats. Check it out.
So we're bass in the Petticoats. I'm Alicia Bass, so that's where the bass comes from. We started playing many years ago. About 4 years ago, we used to play at a school where we taught little kids music with a pianist and bubbles and puppets and all sorts of things. So after that, we decided to start playing together and working on some new music. Sanaya and I met 7 years ago, and she's always been a terrific musician and I've been in such awe. So I asked her if she'd come join our band, and the 3 of us just sat together and started making some music.
We didn't plan for an all-girl band.
Yeah, we didn't. It just happened. So the song we're gonna play is called Hot Dish, and it's a hot song for someone very hot. And I think you should just have a listen. I won't say too much and give it away now.
Hey little cutie, hey honey, how you doing tonight? Hey sexy dancer, hey prancer, I can feel your vibe, the way you walk, you make my heart stop, and when you talk, you say my name and I disintegrate, I fade away. You know you're such a player. When you walk in a room, you can have all that you choose. And I find, yeah, I find that irresistible. Irresistible, irresistible, irresistible. And you're making me wet, you're making me sweat, you're making me heavy, you're making me drip, making me slip. 'cause you're so fine. Yeah, you're a strange thing. Oh, you're so wild. You need taming. You say my name and I disintegrate. I fade away. You know you're such a player. When you walk in a room, you can have anyone you choose. And I find, yeah, I find that irresistible, irresistible, irresistible. You say my name and I disintegrate, I fade away. You know you're such a player. When you walk in a room, you can have anyone you choose. And I find, yeah, I find that irresistible.
This is a great picture, but it has 3 dudes in them, me included. But in today's Instagrammies, we're going to bring you some fantastic pictures from them women musicians. Check out the Instagrammies. This is a picture of Becky G signing a surfboard. And this is a picture of what airports do to Lord. And this, a moment of silence in honor of Beyonce, please. And that's all we have for this episode. But we're going to be back again. You know where, you know when. It's the Vh1 Music Diaries. In the next episode, we talk to Sohail Arora of BBC. And P-Man goes to the UK. And a breathtaking performance by Tejas.
There's a new sensation, future space vibration, spiritual foundation.